Hey, it's Peter from shadowtrader.net and Weekly Options Advisory. So, you may or may not have received an email from us this weekend where I was going over my results in Weekly Options Advisory for Q1 for the entire quarter. And if you did, then within the email, you saw all of these trades here that are in Q1 kind of crunched down into this smaller spreadsheet. You can see there were 71 trades taken and we had a really solid first quarter, really good gains. Remember, this is on very small size. Like all these trades, if you look at the detail of it, we're talking like one lots, two lots, four lot, here's a two. This is very, very small size. So I think these are pretty solid numbers to put up on the official size that I call. Obviously, in my personal account, I trade much, much larger. But what I really wanted to go over with this is the fact that it really is something to talk about, I think, when somebody shows you an entire 3 months of transactions, right? Because anybody can obviously just cherry pick some winning trades here and there and say, oh, look, I got this winning trade or whatever. But where the rubber really hits the road, for traders who are consistent is when you can show some track record over a period of time. And within this period of time of these 3 months, there's a theme that should jump right out at you when you look at this. And that theme is simply that the losses are very small. So look at these losses here. 30 bucks, 15 bucks, 18, 50, 32. You see how all these losses are like less than $100? And then you have the usual winners that are hundreds of dollars or into the four digits, right? Same thing here. Really, over the course of the quarter, we really only had two losers, to be honest with you. Out of 71 trades, I call them really two losers. And it was really just these right here, which is the Qs and Lulu. And because, the majority of the other losses are like 100 bucks or less, couple like $200 ones, whatever. And the reason I wanted to showcase this is obviously for two reasons. Obviously, I've just launched a $7 trial to the advisory, in the hopes that people will check it out. But I also thought this would be a really good learning experience, is that if you go over your own results for the first quarter, you have to excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather. If you go over your results for the first quarter and you're not thrilled with them, I would say more than likely it's usually going to be almost always not because you didn't win enough, but because of the way you lost, because you don't have, small losers. You weren't able to curtail it into these small numbers. Your losses got out of control and they were very large. Almost every single time, I think, with all the traders I've talked about, the winning is never the problem. And it's never the problem that they missed opportunities or didn't win enough. Again, it's always about the losing. So the reason I'm able to accomplish this over time is really a function of my setups, right? Not only the setups on a technical basis that, I know the charts very well, whatever, but more importantly, the way that I structure. So if you go over, like, for instance, all of the results here, and you can get it right in the email. I'll put it actually I'll put a link to it in the description of this video as well. But look at the structures here of of the ratio spreads, back spreads, etc. The broken wing butterfly, all of these sort of a little bit more esoteric structures. This is what basically sets me up for having a small loser before it even happens. Do you see? That's the trick, is that I'm already setting up for a smaller loser before it happens, even if I'm dead wrong on direction, which doesn't happen that often, but you're going to be wrong on direction. And in the options game, it's a little bit tougher because it's not just direction, right? You can be wrong on time. That certainly happens as well, right? Where you may put on something on a debit and you just run out of time, meaning the stock doesn't necessarily move against you, but it doesn't move for you, right? But I mitigate those things in advance through using techniques such as, risk reversal, being net short, broken wing butterflies, unbalanced butterflies, lots of different strategies that I employ, uh, again, in order to mitigate losses really that haven't yet happened. Because I know that in any series of trades that lasts a while, like this is 3 months worth, which is 71 trades, there's going to be losers. But again, it's all about how big those losers are, and can you keep all these losers to these tiny amounts and then just let the trades that are working out just do what they have to do, right? That's really is kind of the secret to I think long-term success in the game. So if any of this seems intriguing to you, and you might be interested in seeing how I do it, I would invite you to check out our site here. And most importantly, here on this tab here, I now have a $7 trial, which I never had before. This is actually something new that I just started, where you could do 1 week with me for $7, and basically you're not losing too much, costs you very little, and you get to check out kind of everything I do. So it's all there. And if you're interested, I hope to see you in the room. And as always, like I always say, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at asktheshadow@shadowtrader.net. All right. I'm just going to take a couple moments here while I have your attention to run down the monthlies in the S&P, in the NASDAQ. So you can't say it's not bullish. Obviously, it looks great, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's now 5 months up. Now, these things generally run in odd numbers. So we could go 7 months up. I don't know. We could go 9 months up regardless. But look at where things generally turn. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Odd numbers right there, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after the 5th month, it turns. So keep that in mind, that you have these like kind of odd numbers here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is also 5 months here. So keep that in mind, that there is potential maybe for a turnaround. I don't know. But overall, I mean, you can't deny the bullishness. I'm a staunch believer that the market will just tell you when this is happening. And we have yet to even lose the 8 EMA, right? Notice that whenever you lose the 8 EMA, it closes back above it very quickly. So until I see a daily bar close below this 8, which would tell me that maybe I'm going to the 21, and if I close a daily below the 21, then maybe I'm going lower, there's no reason really not to just keep favoring the bullish side, right? Don't guess. Don't be, don't try to be smarter than the market, because you're not. I'm not either. Nobody is. Nobody's smarter than the market, right? So let the market tell you. All right. That's all. And enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I wish you good trading. And like I said, I hope to see you in my room. You can check me out on this $7 trial here if you like, and I'll see you there.
Hey, this is Peter from shadowtrader.net, and I just wanted to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like to trade live with me every day in my weekly options advisory, then check out the link in the description below. I wish you good trading, and I'll see you in the room.